Ella, hello. Hi, lovely to see you.
Hello, how lovely to see you, Violetta.
So I've got Ela Barrass with me, who is a chairperson of the Polish Educational Society for UK, with headquarters in London. Late evening, but still working. So we've got opportunity to hear firsthand about um, a shift in paradigm as far as parents are concerned. Parents who plan education of their children, who consider career options for them as early as their late teens. So we're talking about A levels, choosing university, etc. I'm very curious to hear from Ella how things changed over the last decade.
Well, to start with, we need to consider also demographics and the migration of Polish parents into England. However, we can also look at this at broader sense of other parents, not just Polish parents. But if we were to start with something which is close to my heart, which is Polish education abroad, we clearly have noticed a shift in pattern of parents not only aiding their children's education and trying to guide them and trying to direct them towards best career opportunities, but we have noticed that parents themselves now are given the opportunity to develop or to progress with their skills and their perhaps hobbies and interests via higher education, perhaps completing a first degree because maybe they had no chance to do it back home in Poland, or undertaking postgraduate courses. So this is what we have been noticing, and if we were to perhaps place, find a reason for that, I think it clearly the shift is perhaps due to the fact that parents are much more immersed into their children's education. For starters, when they bring their children to Polish schools, they see many parents who are in a similar situation as themselves. They speak with people, so it's not just like dropping off children to school, but also immersing in a community and chatting about their interests and perhaps opportunities, and therefore they find out from one another what can be done, how can they develop, how can they approach their interests and careers. So perhaps that could be one of the factors: immersion into their children's education, but also finding out about their own possibilities. Second factor I think we have also noticed is immense increase in opportunity in studying via variety of part-time courses.
Ella, why do you think this is happening now and not 10, 20 years ago?
The climate is better. The opportunities are better. The opportunities are there, possibilities. We have variety of different systems, such as part-time studying, studying in the evening, studying over the weekend, studying online. And all of these opportunities will give you a degree, will give you a diploma, will give you a paper.
And also, you don't have to do it in a country where you work and live.
Absolutely, you don't have to. And we know that actually Poland, the Polish government, have been encouraging and actually asking people to come and study back home in Poland. They create many different courses to encourage people to get a feel of Poland. Even if we're talking about people who were born in England and they've got Polish citizenship, there will be so many incentives so that they can go to Poland and study and even just maybe get taste a session or something.
And there are courses in many universities in Poland that are conducted in English, so you don't even need to speak the native Polish language.
You do not, although from a perspective of the Polish Educational Society, we would encourage people to study in Polish because obviously that develops the language and broadens horizons and emphasizes the fact that we are bilingual and we want to be cherishing and nurturing our roots and the language.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. And if someone plans to study first degree, secondary degree, and beyond that, they can always develop Polish language skills along the way.
That's absolutely that. That's also on offer, even if your Polish isn't strong enough. When you go to the country, you can polish it. Polish your Polish. There you go. Polish your Polish. You can polish it. You can make it better. And again, you don't even have to study in Polish, but just everyday day-to-day activities will make your language or your language of your parents better. But also for people, I mean, we're talking about adults here now. Opportunities for adults, for parents, what they can do, where they can study. Of course, there's so many, but also because they've lived here for some time now, and they often work in variety of English environments. Perhaps their Polish deteriorated slightly. So yet again, the same opportunity, going back home or going to Poland and not only studying or gaining a degree, but also developing your Polish, because Poland opened up so massively to people who are Polish and live abroad, that now they offer a variety of courses based on online studies, which is yet again excellent idea or excellent opportunity. So you don't have to physically travel to Poland, or perhaps you can travel just now and then, once a month or so. But generally speaking, courses are carried out online. So that gives parents, because we are talking here about parents who have children, and mainly they have to be looking after the children, but also somewhere at the back of their head, they have, oh, I would like to do something for myself. So that is another matter which is great. Also, we know that Polish government have been encouraging people to come and study in Poland, offering perhaps a variety of discounts or even courses which are free of charge. And we used to the system where gaining a degree back in Poland was, cutoff point was when you were 24, and you cannot do anything beyond that point. And we know that in England, you can study until the day you die. When you're 96, you can take on another faculty if you wish to do so. So this is, I think, what we've learned. I mean, as parents and also as people who are immigrants into this country, we've learned that there is so much more which we can do. We don't have to stop at a certain point. We can actually develop and think about maybe change of career, even if you want to.
So clearly, this is a massive shift in mindset that you've observed among parents who traditionally would put a lot of effort and thought into planning and directing their children for the better opportunities. And now they do the same to themselves. In fact, they develop their career and strategically choose their education alongside the same thing they do for their children.
But this is actually fantastic. I mean, when you say that, it's like and when you put all your effort into education of your children, and you sacrifice everything for them, and then out of a sudden you parallelly also study, you pick up a book and you pick up a course and you study, and your children see what you do. I think it's just fantastic incentive as well for children. And via observation, I see that education matters. So this, I just had to mention that, although perhaps it's not down to the point of this conversation. But however, just to say that parents will bounce off of the children, and children will bounce off of the parents and do things together. I think it's a wonderful idea, because also helps development of families and helps relationships as such. But yes, absolutely. And I think perhaps we could also worth noticing that our parents who came to live in England a long time ago, the demographics changed so much that now these are the parents who actually are fluent in English. They see they can do more because they are more certain about their values and abilities. So therefore they will not fear, will I manage? Will I be okay to do this? They've learned along the way for last 20, 30 years when the borders opened. They were exposed to the system which enables them to educate, to study, to gain degrees.
How do you think they manage to marry the demands of their educational journey and their children's?
This is undoubtedly, it's not an easy matter. It really isn't, and it cannot be put lightly that it's now much easier. It is from a perspective of perhaps better course opportunities or better arrangements, such as I've already mentioned, online studies, or traveling to Poland became easier because we obviously have got infrastructure, and we have more flights, and every town in Poland now has got an airport, small or big. Therefore, these things obviously matter. But I think, generally speaking, the mindset here is that when we develop as parents, our children will benefit. They will also learn from us. So mindset of not just being a housewife, house husband, just staying indoors and looking after your children, but actually noticing that when you bring yourself up, that will show your children the way forward, because that will encourage them to also educate and become and never stop learning. That's the whole point. Never stop learning. Not when you finish your one degree. If you want to change, you just take on another one. This mindset of a mindset of perhaps positive thinking, positive change, and doing whatever you feel you want to be doing, I think is prevailing nowadays. And good and so it should be. You shouldn't. No one should ever actually give up their dreams only because they became parents. It's
That's right. And that's a common assumption that once you become a parent, your children take priority, which they do. And when you plan and focus on their future opportunities, you kind of take second place, and you stop developing your own career because you've had your chance when you were in your 20s or whatever the social norms used to be. But now, does that seem to be falling into conflict, that mindset of not taking second place, but going alongside with your children's development?
alongside has to be always better than falling behind. Again, for both parties. You should not be, as a parent, you should not be perceived by the society plus by your children that you're done. You must not. It's just something that we can, being educators, being in education, we have to strive to do more, to want more, to learn more. And again, because our children progress in their studies, in gaining degrees, let's have a look how much more it enables parents to actually understand what's going on. If you just stop researching and finding out things, and maybe even studying part-time or over the weekends, when your own child goes to university, what chance do you have to actually understand what the course entails? How can you help them? How can you guide them? So it should never be stopping for many reasons. One of them being that you still will be helping your own children.
Absolutely. When you are up to date as a parent, you are more relatable to your child who is in the educational system themselves. And so a very strong point that as we progress, not only do we set the example to follow by our children, but we also are in a better position to relate to them, to understand them, to be of help to them.
Absolutely.
Now, could you tell me at which point did that become personal, that kind of mindset, that shift that you've observed?
Personal for me, to me, actually it's always been the case for me, because as I came to London 30 odd years ago, I actually completed my degree here, and I already at that time had a little child, our Thomas. So therefore I had to jiggle both studies and home and work, let's not forget work as well, and bringing up my youngest son. After some years, when we then had second son and third son, I continued studying, gaining my teacher's degree, PGCE, and then after that my master's. So my children were actually observing me studying and writing up assignments throughout, all the time. It really was like continuous and all the time. And now that I kind of maybe I'm thinking of resting, no more studying. Somewhere in the back of my mind, I'm thinking perhaps no, perhaps one more step, one more step. So it kind of is like it's like you get addicted to it, which I think only good things can come out of it. Of course, only good things can come from education. Broadening horizons and mind, and with ever changing society, learning more and more and more. But again. We do things together as a family. We study together, we sit together, we discuss things together. So, and also now that I'm thinking, actually backing off slightly because I'm tired and I've had it. My husband is undertaking some courses now, so it's like I think perhaps I could even say that he got the hang of it because of us and because of our mindset and environment, the way we cherish education, and we know how important it is.
It sounds like it's infectious.
Infectious indeed, contagious.
Now, what would you say to maybe parents who are considering making a move themselves, take up a degree or postgraduate diploma course, and have also all the commitments to balance with their family and work?
Well, I'm not gonna say it's easy because I know we've had ups and downs, and it never is easy. But I think it really is. It's definitely worth it. Also, perhaps speaking via cliches, don't ever give up your dreams. Also, another one which I think is very important. So, what if it doesn't work? So, what if it doesn't work out for you? Just leave it. Start another one. Don't feel ashamed that you haven't completed something. Perhaps it just wasn't for you. Perhaps it didn't work out for you.
And you can pause as well, can't you? Sometimes you can just take a break and reassess or pivot.
Absolutely. Reassess, think whether you can't carry on because you just don't like it that much. That's one thing. But also seek help. Don't ever think that you're on your own. The situation has changed because you see, we've got nowadays, which is slightly different to when I first came to London. We have whole families living here together, grandparents, aunties and uncles. Always remember, you have people surrounding you who will help you. Don't ever think you're on your own. It's not, like it used to be just, one person emigrated or immigrated, came to London or England for that matter, UK, and you were on your own and you had no one around you to help you, very often lonely and, perhaps mentally that had massive effect on people. But it's different now. We've got fantastic community here. We've got many Polish people, not just Polish. I'm sure we have many friends, our neighbors and people. You just open up. Don't ever give up. You can always start afresh, and there is so many opportunities in life. Do what you like doing. Don't ever give up, and don't have your children or your family be your obstacle in achieving your goals, because they are not. They love you the most. You love them the most. They are there to support you. Work together through the differences or difficulties.
Wonderful. That sums it up. For a long time, that issue of education of our children or our education as adults was looked at in a very sequential way. So we plan our career first, then we have family, children, and once that happens, we plan our children's career and we help them. We take second place. No longer. Now you're saying the mindset is showing that it is possible, and the system is accommodating that mindset. So let's cheer up for those who are yet to begin their journey with university. Absolutely. And we are with you. Thank you very much, and till next time.
Thank you. Pleasure speaking with you, Violetta. Thank you.
Thank you.